Good afternoon guys and welcome back to Maverick Baking. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kelly. I'm obsessed with all things sweet, all things chocolate. I like to give you guys reviews, recipes, vlogs, challenges, everything you want basically, as long as there's some chocolate involved. So do consider subscribing if you haven't already. Folks, it is a new year. It is January 2021, even though for many of us it feels like March 2020 never really finished. As we did last year on the channel, we have turned January into Veganuary, as many other people have as well. Now, this is by no means a signal of what the channel will be going forwards. Don't worry, the vegan content is only for this month in recipes and reviews, and there will likely be some regular non-vegan content scattered throughout as well. But today we are going to be tasting, reviewing, and talking about 3 vegan chocolate bars that have just come out of nowhere in a wonderful surprise. We are talking about a brand called Pico. Now, I had never heard of these guys until I stumbled upon these bars in the closest kind of big Sainsbury's shop. Now, Pico's entire range of chocolate bars are all vegan and organic. This immediately stood out to me, not only because I knew I would be giving up most kinds of milk chocolate this month, but because vegan chocolate does not have the best reputation. But from what I've seen from the packaging and from a quick skim of their website, which I will link below, Pico seem to be taking it a bit more seriously than other brands do, and that the vegan part is just kind of consequential. So today we are going to be tasting these 3 bars, and I will let you know whether you are vegan or not, or if you just love tasting all kinds of chocolate, whether these will be worth your money. Let's get into it. So the 3 different flavors of Pico chocolate we are going to be getting our gums around today are their hazelnut milk, their salted caramel, and their coconut milk. We're gonna start with the hazelnut milk. So the hazelnut milk is a 45% cocoa chocolate bar, a creamy hazelnut milk chocolate with crunchy hazelnut pieces. The ingredients aren't too bad. We have cocoa before sugar, which is just really all we ever need in a chocolate bar, followed by inulin, which is a kind of fiber. It's the kind of fiber they add to things like those Fiber One bars that everyone likes to tell me I'm still wrong for hating. This also includes hazelnut pieces, ground hazelnut, and vanilla. So the only really worrying ingredient in there for me is that inulin. We just need to make sure that fiber is not gonna fuck things up, to put it politely. So you can see hopefully that there is a cocoa pod on each one of those squares, which is really nice. And you can see hopefully that we have those big chunky bits of hazelnut in there. Now there isn't any kind of shine to the chocolate. I am wondering if that is because of the inclusion of the kind of hazelnut bits that might have made the chocolate a bit less smooth. And it does smell hazelnutty, but I can't say I actually smell that much chocolate. It does have a good snap though, which is what we like to hear. Let's taste it and see if it's worth your money. Okay, initial observations about this hazelnut milk bar. All I can really taste is hazelnut. One thing I'm glad about is it hasn't been over sweetened. A lot of kind of nutty chocolate bars, to make up for the savouriness the nuts can have, they just load in sugar. This one doesn't do that. It's definitely sweet like a milk chocolate bar, but the overriding flavour is that hazelnut. So if you're looking for a very kind of chocolatey, dark tasting chocolate bar, this might not be the one for you. But if you love hazelnut, if you love the flavour of Nutella, if you love the flavour of Ferrero Rocher, of Frangelico liqueurs, anything really, really hazelnutty, this is your man right here. There is a great amount of hazelnutty texture from those kind of generous, chunky hazelnut pieces. And even though the chocolate is very thin and the hazelnut is the star of the show, it does what it says it's gonna do. It tastes like a hazelnut milk chocolate bar. It's not my favorite. I think the chocolate could be kind of creamier. I know obviously it is a vegan bar and it will be quite hard to do that simply with cocoa butter, but it certainly could be worse. And as far as vegan chocolates I've tasted, it's definitely one of the better ones. I would give that a 3 out of 5. Moving on, I think we will taste the salted caramel Pico bar next. So this is a 52% cocoa chocolate bar. This is dark chocolate laden with crunchy caramel pieces and sea salt flakes. This one properly smells like chocolate now. You can see we still have that same gorgeous cocoa pod on the chocolate, which I love. It's always good to bring attention to kind of consumers exactly what it is they're eating. So I do like that. We do have a nice snap on the thin chocolate, I feel like we can, I may not be able to get it kind of picked up on my camera lens for you guys, but you can see the tiniest little suggestion of those caramel pieces throughout the bar. So let's taste it. That is much, much chocolatier. I'm a big fan of this bar. That chocolate, even though it's only about 50%, very rich, very chocolatey, deep with that cocoa flavor, but also very, very smooth. Typically in kind of cheaper dark chocolate bars, you will find that the higher the percentage, the more bitter, astringent and just generally unpleasant chocolate can be. This is still very, very smooth. The caramel itself, thankfully, isn't kind of too crazy sweet. It offers just those little kind of crunchy pieces of that brown sugar flavor to break up the richness of the chocolate itself. And there's some lovely big crunchy bits of salt in there too. A lot of the time brands can be a bit scared to make salted caramel properly salty. Pico have not felt that fear. It's very good. I would be happy to give that Pico salted caramel bar a solid 5 out of 5 for what it is. Absolutely. And finally, we move on to the coconut milk. So this is the final bar we'll be tasting today, the 55% cocoa chocolate, smooth dark chocolate with coconut milk and tender coconut flakes. So I'm wondering if we're talking coconut flakes like a Bounty bar, or if it's going to be something a bit more kind of chunky and crispy. So the flavorings added here are coconut milk powder and those coconut flakes. So we'll be able, hopefully, to get a nice kind of natural sweet coconut flavor in there. Breaking off a chunk, we have that same lovely cocoa pod design on there. I'll give you guys a close-up just in case you can see it, of those tiny, tiny little coconut flakes that we have buried inside there. There is a strong coconut flavor coming from the chocolate, which is always nice. The same kind of smell you would get from, say, a dark chocolate Bounty bar. Let's taste it. Ooh, if you like coconut, you have to try this. That is absolutely delicious. Even though it doesn't have the same kind of snap and that same dark chocolate texture that the other bars have, that coconut has given it this almost soft kind of fudgy-like texture to it, which normally isn't a good thing. But with this, because it's offering those flecks of kind of soft, chewy coconut through it, nothing kind of horribly tooth-sticking like a Bounty bar or an Almond Joy bar. This has that coconut flavor the whole way through it. You get that boldness of the chocolate, but then the coconut's just kind of singing its way through your mouth, making it so sweet, so bold with coconut. It's good. I know that coconut can be a bit of a kind of oversaturated flavor in the vegan market due to dairy alternatives and oils and things like that being so easy to replace with coconut. But if you are, like myself, a big coconut fan when you're vegan or when you're eating regularly, this is seriously worth a try. That is a coconut lover's dream. And unsurprisingly, I'll be happy to give this Pico coconut milk bar another solid 5 out of 5. Overall today, I am impressed. Though the first bar wasn't kind of the best hazelnut chocolate bar I've ever had, and definitely not the best hazelnut vegan bar I've ever had, the other two bars are definitely worth checking out. Whether you're going vegan this month, or you want to try some new kind of craft chocolate, some new ethical chocolate, or just some new chocolate full stop, Pico are probably worth picking up if you happen to be in a local Sainsbury's anytime soon. If you have already tasted Pico chocolate by any chance, do let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you think of the brand, what were your favourite flavours, because I think they do have some more and I'll be very excited to get my hands on those soon. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop it a little chocolate covered like on your way out, and it would be lovely to see you again. But I'm afraid that is all I have time for today, guys. I have a lot of recipe testing to do to get some great vegan stuff your way very soon, and a lot of chickpeas to eat to keep myself alive until February. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.